Ever since we human beings took our first tentative steps upon the Earth, two compelling inner forces have shaped our response to our environment. First, a sense of reverence that inspires us to celebrate the place we live in. And second, an unquenchable curiosity to step from that place into another, more distant one and make it ours. Among us, there have always been prophets and poets who have sung the praises of the earth and built monuments to the mystery and majesty all around them. They have sought to express the unbreakable link between human beings and all the rest of life that flourishes here. Even today, more than 15,000 years since our ancestors first crept into the dark bellies of caves to celebrate the ritual of the hunt, there are people who have never forgotten how to celebrate the wonders of the earth. The Inuits have a great respect for the animals they depend on for their livelihood. One traditional song includes this refrain: "In the very earliest time, when both people and animals lived on Earth, a person could become an animal if he wanted to, and an animal could become a human being. Sometimes they were people, and sometimes animals, and there was no difference. All spoke the same language." While reverence compels us to sing of where we are, curiosity urges us to go even farther, to plunge into new adventures and discover new worlds. Underwater explorer Jacques Cousteau has said, "It is man's destiny to explore new frontiers." Throughout human history, we have used our own natural resources and those of the earth to build and create, to invent and teach, to dream and to fulfill those dreams. But sometimes we have become so focused on where we are that we have neglected to consider how our present actions will affect future generations. Then, a little more than 30 years ago, something extraordinary happened to give us hope that the course we had set was not irreversible after all. Astonishing as it may seem, when cosmonauts and astronauts began to explore outer space, they discovered something more than new technology, new atmospheric conditions, and new scientific data. They also discovered, or rediscovered, planet Earth. They looked out and saw, beautiful and finite within the infinity of space, their only home. Seeing the Earth in its entirety was a profound spiritual experience for these space explorers. So fragile, so delicate, that if you touched it with a finger, it would crumble and fall apart. Seeing this has to make a man appreciate the creation of God and the love of God. During a space flight, the psyche of each astronaut is reshaped. Having seen the sun, the stars, and our planet, you become more full of life, softer. You begin to look at all living things with greater trepidation, and you begin to be more kind and patient with the people around you. The first day or so, we all pointed to our countries. The third or fourth day, we were pointing to our continents. By the fifth day, we were aware of only one Earth. My view of our planet was a glimpse of divinity. Weightless in their bulky silver suits, zooming through space so fast they could witness a dozen sunsets in 24 hours, these explorers were ambassadors to the future. Yet, ironically, it was this super-terrestrial perspective that gave them such a deep love for their ancient home planet. Space technology, the epitome of human ingenuity, had brought them to this place. For the first time, they saw the Earth whole. And as often as they could, they would steal a moment from their crowded slate of scientific beauties to look out at the one source of color and motion in the blackness of space. they knew that behind the veil of clouds and waves and changing landscapes was life, the life that had engendered them. Cosmonaut Yuri Glazkov has observed, nature has been limitlessly kind to us, having helped humankind appear, stand up, and grow stronger. She has generously given us everything she has amassed over billions of years. We have grown strong and powerful, yet how have we answered this goodness? Those who have looked down on Earth from many miles away have seen with shocking clarity how we have failed to protect our planet's welfare. For although life is invisible from the loftiness of space, the signs of life and life's wastes are everywhere. Vanishing timberlands, urban sprawl, industrial pollution, oil fields burning out of control, the ocean dyed blood red from the silt of deforestation. The destruction is widespread, and it exceeds all boundaries. Besides the distance and speed of their travels, there is something else that distinguishes the cosmonauts and astronauts from all previous adventurers. All the while they had been traveling many leagues away from their home, home had never been out of sight. They had viewed their planet from a privileged perspective. They arrived back on familiar ground with insights they found it almost impossible to communicate. Yet they felt it was their duty to do just that. They understood as never before that there is only one Earth, one planet in the known universe that teems with life. They understood that all our acts on that planet have consequences. Cosmonaut Vladimir Shatilov marveled how dangerous it is to threaten even the smallest part of this gossamer covering, this conserver of life. The space explorers realized that although there are natural boundaries all over the planet, it is we humans who build walls and who, in fighting for what we want, can destroy what belongs to all of life. As Sigmund Jähn put it, only when I saw our planet from space, in all its ineffable beauty and fragility, did I realize that humankind's most urgent task is to cherish and preserve it for future generations. And those who came home from outer space were compelled to let others know how vital is our mission to honor the Earth. Said astronaut Russell Schweickart, "You recognize that you're a piece of this total life, and that becomes a rather special responsibility." These space travelers have given us all a perspective that is more relevant, a new dimension that is more critical today than ever before. They have let us know that we can sing the praises of the Earth we live on while seeking ever more effective ways of preserving, protecting, and honoring it. They have shown us that the technology of the future and traditional reverence for the present can be compatible. And they have taught us that there is something of the poet and the explorer in all of us, nations as well as individuals.
The Space Explorers.